Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Hello, fabulous superstar Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of January 2023. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. And it is on the 6th of the month that we are going to have this month's full moon. And it is a really important one for you because this is a full moon in your sign. Normally, you get one full moon per year in your own sign, and this is your moment. What I love in general about a full moon in your sign is that the moon is your ruling luminary in your own sign. It's almost as if something within you becomes that much more illuminated at this time. Something within you feels that much more connected to feelings that feel as if that's where you're supposed to be, navigating that time. And it can be a time when you feel like you're able to shine that much more as well in some way. This particular full moon, though, has some really nice things going for it. It is speaking in harmony with Uranus. I think you will love that energy. It represents understanding how things can change in a direction that's fortunate for you, taking some action and having that rewarded very quickly in a way that I think you will love. And so that is a characteristic of this time. Now, another important aspect taking place to this full moon is Neptune. Neptune will be speaking in supreme harmony to this full moon. And that is very supportive energy of faith, imagination, and an energy that speaks to you feeling as if what is being illuminated now, what is coming to a closure now, well, it feels blessed in some way. I would even say there's going to be a percentage of Cancerians out there that might even find this time magical. Like that's the word you may end up using. The fact that Mercury is across the sky from this full moon does suggest that a one-on-one interaction or alliance is a key part of you understanding yourself, what you really feel, who you really are, and what really matters to you now at this time. Make no mistake, a full moon in your sign is a time of power and a time of purpose, a time when what it is that you really want comes right to the surface. And with a sky like this, that awareness may come about through connecting with others. And yet, there's also a sense now with this energy that you are coming, as they say, into yourself. You are becoming more yourself in a way that feels like it is exactly where you are meant to be now. As we navigate further, the 12th of the month is when Mars officially goes direct. We've had Mars retrograde since just before Halloween. The shadow period started in the first part of September. Whatever happens mid-month now, it is going to reflect and help you to understand what was taking place in that first part of September differently in some way. And so you do want to watch the days around the 12th of this month, given that the entirety of this Mars retrograde season has happened with Mars in the sign just before yours. Chances are a lot is going to be stirring within you, a lot that may take you by surprise as well. A lot might be stirring within your soul, psyche, and spirit. It might be hard to rest as well. And yet within the restlessness, there is some truth there. Now, that could be the truth of what you really feel, the truth of what you really want to do. But most likely, it is likely to represent a truth of where it is that you are and have been going through some really big changes. With the full moon as well, it's like certain chapters are closing, but at the same time, you can tell and you can feel that exciting new beginnings are right up ahead, and they certainly are. It will be in March that Mars will enter your sign, and that is going to be a burst of agency and fresh energy that is going to be well rewarded very quickly at that. I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way, but of course, there's the year ahead horoscope, so you may want to look into that on my website as well. The 20th and the 21st of the month are lit up in important ways. On the 20th, we are going to have a new moon. And this new moon takes place in a part of the sky for you that is decidedly consequential. It has to do with profound change, profound truth. It has to do with experiences that reach right into you, acknowledging what you really feel. It has to do with your understanding of power and your understanding of how meaningful transformations occur. This part of the sky also has to do with your understanding of wealth and, in a mundane way, can speak to your relationship with financial institutions and your interactions with them as well. And so here's the thing. We have a very supportive connection from this new moon to Jupiter. That is lovely. It is Jupiter moving through the top of your sky, having re-entered late last month. And now this is about career blessings, where it is that you're hoping to have the funding to support some goals that you have. It can feel like at this new moon, those possibilities start to reveal themselves. This can also be one of those moments where you are connecting to a spirit of purpose, and that is guiding changes that are taking place for you, and perhaps changes that are sweeping, meaningful to you as well. When this part of the sky is lit up, the superficial just won't cut it. You're getting honest with yourself about what is real in your life and emphasizing that. Now, add to this another factor. That is the fact that this part of the sky having to do with power. We have Jupiter at the top of your sky having to do with destiny and legacy. Well, this could be a time when you feel those two factors very much in alignment for you in some way. You aligning with legacy and destiny gives you a sense of your own power, but vice versa as well. You defining power in your own terms helps you to feel that much more inspired by the legacy that you're creating right in front of you now. But we've got some important energies happening under the light of this new moon that are ultimately speaking to and supporting this energy as well. It is on the 22nd that two big occurrences take place. So one is in the same part of the sky, Venus meets Saturn. And this I find rather fascinating. You know, this is a moment of truth and awareness and sacrifice, or an awareness of what sacrifices have been made or are no longer going to be made in some way. So getting really honest with oneself is part of this, but also getting responsible as well. And I think that there are going to be some Cancerians that are going to experience this energy connected to the debts you have, or connected to how you're able to access funding or not, and how you feel about that. So these are some things to keep in mind at this time with this particular energy. But at the same time, this can represent a sense of awareness and being honest with yourself of what it is that perhaps is ready to be changed, is ready to transform. You're being very honest with you in a way that may not necessarily always feel easy, but is valuable for you now, because it truly helps to ground you in a spirit of self-respect as you admit some truth that allows you to then make a change and move forward from here. And it is also going to be on that day that we are going to have a Uranus going direct. So what's interesting about these energies is that the new moon takes place in the sign of Aquarius. Saturn, being lit up with Venus, is the ancient ruling planet of Aquarius, and it is Uranus that is the modern ruling planet, and Uranus goes direct, bringing a light bulb moment that may feel like it comes out of nowhere. And yet it is honest. There's something truthful about what is transpiring now. And I think these energies, ultimately, these three different celestial phenomenon are going to work together to ultimately open up the possibilities of transformation, regeneration, and wealth that is on a path towards brand new beginnings in some way. Uranus going direct in a friendship part of your sky is going to connect money and friendship in some way. They don't necessarily mix under this sky, but at least you're getting honest with yourself about that now. At the same time, though, this is about truth related to a group endeavor and understanding what you really want to do. What are your connections to other people, whether it's professional or more personal? Where does it feel like an authentic expression to continue as part of certain alliances? And where is it that it's just not working for you anymore? Chances are you're getting very honest with yourself about that now, even if it's hard. And with Uranus, look, it's like ripping off a band-aid. It can be very all or nothing. As you see the truth of a particular alliance, you may decide that either you're all in or you're really not. You're going in a whole other direction. Now, where it comes to matters of love, keep in mind that for just about the whole month, we have Venus moving through this same very consequential part of the sky for you. But here's the thing, this part of the sky, in addition to what I mentioned, it has to do with the taboo and your exploration of the taboo. It has to do with feeling authentic and profound connections to other people. And this is about what is authentic, and superficial connections, they just don't cut it when this part of the sky is lit up in the way that it is now. It will be around the middle of the month that Venus will connect with Uranus in a conversation of tension. And that is a very honest, if not jarring moment that is set to take place. But it is as we navigate forward on the 22nd, that is Venus meeting Saturn, thought to be, one of the most real moments in love of the year. It certainly is very important. It helps you to get very honest on the one hand about the love and where you are in love in your life. But for you, because of where this is taking place in your sky, you are getting to that much more deeper layers and understanding why it is that you are where you are, what it is that you really feel, and whether or not it's real. For those of you open to meeting someone new, I see the energy this month as you feeling very pulled in particular directions in a way that can feel almost fated as well. I do also want you to be mindful, though, this part of the sky can be a little obsessive. And so just when you start getting obsessive, it's like the universe wakes you up, shakes you in some way. Ultimately, the great thing about this part of the sky is that you are set to connect with other people in a way that feels very real to you, that feels like it helps you to get in touch with some truth within yourself now. And that truth ultimately does align you with greater love than you've known before. For those of you just starting to date somebody, well, look, this placement and move of Venus can denote an increase of intimacy, but I also feel like this is really getting to know this person. And a lot of this energy is very all or nothing. Chances are mid-month, some truth is going to come to the surface. Now, it may not necessarily mean a whole lot. I'm thinking about the fact that Mercury is retrograde right to the 18th as well. And what that suggests is, look, breakups that happen in that first part of the month tend to not stay broken up. And a part of what feels like all of a sudden you become aware might also be because Mercury goes direct right around the same time. And yet it is once we get to Venus meeting Saturn around the 22nd that you're able to be really honest with yourself about who this person is, but also what is here. What do you really feel for this person? This is your consequential moment. This is your all or nothing moment. If this feels right, you will feel bonded to this person that much more intimately. But if it isn't, well, it could really feel like very quickly you're going in a different direction. And for those of you in an established bond, well, look, this energy and this part of the sky can sometimes speak to your partner's finances. As much as Venus does represent blessings, know that there might be a little bit of a roller coaster there mid-month, and also as we navigate about 3 weeks into the month as well. So those are going to be energies that ultimately need to be acknowledged. So that's one way the energy can play out, but another way is an increase of intimacy between the two of you, of vulnerability at that. an increase of honesty that can certainly bring the two of you closer together. And possibly that closeness happens as a result of navigating some moments that may not always feel comfortable, but get you to that deeper layer of knowing and connection. There is going to be a small percentage of Cancerians out there. If you have felt for a while that you're not in the right relationship for you, remember, with Mercury retrograde, breakups that happen in the first 18 days of this month, well, they tend to not stay broken up. They tend to be rooted in misunderstandings, but those will clear rather quickly once Mercury goes direct. It really is this Venusian placement that ends up being so powerful for you now, because it really helps you to understand some truth about the connection you share with this person. Where it is that perhaps you're not in the right relationship for you, that should become that much more clear as we navigate towards the later days of the month. And what your solution or answer is starts to become clear to you as well. What I love about this month for you. Now, keep in mind that once Uranus goes direct, all major planets are direct for about 3 months. That is huge. It represents a time when it can really feel like all systems go. We are moving forward. We have a sense of what is coming up and we are aligning with it. There's not as much reflection that happens once it is that we have so many planets direct, as will be the case this month and for the period ahead. And so this is true for all of us. As you navigate this time as a sign that does have a tendency to look to the past, I'm going to invite you to use that energy of the full moon as an anchor of sorts, if you will, because it is that very anchor that's going to reveal to you some truth about yourself, but it's some truth of who you are at your best. That is part of the blessing of this time. It helps you to get clear on your identity and your priorities, but it also opens up pathways so that you can live all of that much more fully. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate. Now, higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Link is in the description below. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.